रोल्स में अभी पॉसिबल है, इंक्लूडिंग फाइटर्स, ट्रांसपोर्ट, हेलीकॉप्टर्स, अक्रॉस द बोर्ड सारे रोल्स में वो अलाउड हैं, वो ऑलरेडी इंडक्टेड हैं. मेरे को सोचना पड़ेगा क्या रोल बचा है.
Sir, Shruti Ranjan from the Bloomberg, sir. Quick question on the Ladakh thing. When did the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army, and I'm asking this question to you as a military commander, get to understand the China threat? When did they actually realize that the situation along the border is not quite usual? And therefore, why do we get a feeling that our military was kind of surprised? And also on the...
Why do we get a feeling?
That the military was kind of surprised. And also, sir, on the strategic airlift that the Indian Air Force has helped the Army with, if you could give us some details on that, sir.
We realized what the PLA is doing in May when you people came to know, and we acted swiftly, both Army and Air Force. To say that we were surprised is not really correct. We were surprised in the sense that they normally do their exercises during this period, and it was not expected that they will utilize this period and do this attempt at the LAC. Okay, so that is the element, and if the distances are what they are, and the infrastructure across is what it is, should it happen in a similar manner, it will always be that element of surprise in terms of hours or day would remain. Okay, but our ability to respond, there was no question. The moment it was realized, the Army responded very strongly. We responded immediately and tackled the situation. Your next part is regarding strategic lift capability. In terms of our airlift capability with respect to the emerging situation, and this was not a usual deployment as an exercise deployment. Whatever was the requirement of the Army in terms of rapid mobilizing of their equipment and troops, everything was met, and not only of the Army, of any other force that was required to get into that area. So our lift capability in terms of C-17, in terms of Chinooks that had just come, in terms of other heli lift capability, C-130s, IL-76 which we already had, it was huge. We were never short to move them wherever they wanted to move. And I think that is a big change that has happened from earlier times.
Mr. Krishna Mohan Mishra, Z News.
हम सारे लोग खासतौर पर टेलीविजन वाले बहुत ज़्यादा उत्सुक हैं वहाँ जाने के लिए.
आप एमपीआर को अप्रोच करिए, जहाँ जहाँ पॉसिबल है हम एक्सेस देने की कोशिश करेंगे, बट बहुत कम जगह पॉसिबल होंगी. बट मैं समझ सकता हूँ आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ जाके ग्राउंड पे देखने के लिए. आप अप्रोच करिए, हम अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि कुछ एक्सेस दी जाए, बट आपको भी ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि हम कुछ ही जगह पे कर पाएंगे, बाकी जगह नहीं ले जा पाएंगे.
So, you've spoken about Ladakh and the build-up there, but what about areas in the northeast? How strong is the Air Force there? And
as far as Air Force presence in the northeast is concerned, we have substantial presence now with Su-30s already there, Rafale being planned for Chinooks, Apache is already in place, Chinooks already being there. So our plan of action for northeast is very much there, and our capability in the northeast in terms of the ability of air power to dictate what will happen in case of any scenario or a conflict in that situation would be very strong. We are well on our way to establish that in terms of infrastructure. We already have substantial infrastructure, but whatever upgrades are required, that is being done. Whether the numbers are enough to be positioned today, are there already enough in that area? At the moment, no, but that is the flexibility of Air Force. We will move the squadrons from wherever it is required to the zone that it is required. So when the requirement comes, there will be all kinds of assets that will be placed there to bring the required effect that is desired in that, whatever is the scenario. Okay?
Mr. Manas from...
Sir, as in fact the RM as well as all the military experts have said that induction of Rafale is a game changer for India. So
This is a complex subject. At the moment, we are concentrating on 83 LCA Mark 1A. Okay. After that, the follow-up planned is one follow-up is on MRFA, which will be Make in India. The other line is on LCA versions, so on the indigenous development, the further versions of LCA and AMCA. The third factor is the budget constraints. So, in terms of whether we will go in for more Rafale or MRFA will be an open competition as it is currently planned. We have all the RFI responses. So, this entire subject is under discussion and debate. As and when this situation and the picture becomes clear and we finalize our way forward, we will share with you. So these are the 2-3 lines of action that are currently on the table and being discussed.
Mr. Manjeet Negi, Aaj Tak.
Good afternoon, sir. So you spoke about how we are deployed and we are ready to take on whatever challenges are there in the Ladakh. Can't underestimate our adversary. So what is your assessment of the PLA Air Force's capabilities, and are there any areas of concern where they might be?
No, there is no question of underestimating adversary. Okay, no question. They have their strengths, undoubtedly. In the amount of investment they have done in technology and systems and numbers, it is huge. Issue is when you look at an area as to what can be brought there and what the conflict would be like. So our plan to tackle is from that sense. Their strength lies in the number of surface-to-air systems that they have put in the area. Their strength lies in the air-launched long-distance weapons. They have H6. They launch from 1,000 kilometers, 500 kilometers. So they have areas of strength. All that we cater in our matrix, and we ensure that we are in a position to not only take on their strong points, but also see that our offensive action is deployed accordingly. Okay, so they have their areas of strength, undoubtedly. J-20 is what you will ask next. J-20 is a 5th generation aircraft in terms of technologies. In sensors, it is quite advanced. In weapon, it has the latest weapon that they have developed. But in terms of engine technology, it is still not 5th generation. So it is still work in progress. What we do is we integrate our systems and we train to handle such threats based on our assessment, and we strategize to handle such threats accordingly. So it's all a combination of training, of systems, of integration, and then the area that we are going to get deployed in. Okay.
How do you see the next 3 months play out in Eastern Ladakh?
Largely depend on how the talks progress. The talks towards disengagement and followed by de-escalations are on. And we do hope that the talks will progress along the lines that are expected. The current progress is slow. What we see is increase in effort to dig in for the winter in terms of forces on ground, in terms of deployments of air assets that have happened in the airfields close by. So we are taking our actions also accordingly. So it will largely depend on how the talks progress. The whole focus is currently on the talks. And we also hope that the talks will progress in the right direction. As far as Air Force is concerned, Defense Forces are concerned, we see the ground reality after that, and our further action will depend upon the ground realities. There is no step up as such. There is no step up in terms of air assets deployment. The deployments have remained largely same. The deployments change a little bit here and there. They bring in some J-20s at times, take them back. So that's all part of their own build-up and training. But there is no step up.
Mr. Manu Pabbi, Economic Times.
Sir, Manu Pavi with ET. Sir, question on the use of drones. So we've seen a lot of videos on Armenia and the war that is happening there, loitering munition. How do you see that happening in the current scenario? How's the Air Force geared for that? And sir, we've been hearing of our own planned purchase of a very expensive American drone. Can you give us an update on that? Is it worth that much money, and what numbers are we looking at?
Firstly, in the conflict that you are mentioning, use of drones. Drones are an important part for ISR, for surveillance, for your int gathering, for reconnaissance. It's very, very important. Okay, their role in the build-up to the conflict and the initial portion of conflict is really very, very important. However, once the conflict starts, they do become susceptible to the enemy action. Okay, that's what you are seeing there in terms of susceptibility of the drones, which is a known fact. You can't be planning to win a war by sending in drones and even armed drones. It won't happen. In terms of cost of drones, it is an issue. You have to see in the overall light as to what the capability is desired. So every increase in capability has its own costs. The system costs are included. So that is an assessment that we will make. We know some systems are costlier, some are not. So in our final assessment, before we go ahead, all these things are factored and discussed before final decision is taken. But the drones are very important. The UAVs are very important in the build-up. As an attack weapon, there are drones which have been successful. There will always be limitations when drones are used to attack in the way it's been used in this conflict. Some will get lost to enemy action, some will succeed. So there is a percentage that will succeed. There is a combination of such assets that you need to have, and we are aware of what kind of mix we should have. It's an interesting conflict to watch, and media's role in that is even more, evident.
Mr. Sushil.
Thank you.
देखो ऐसे जैसे मैं बता रहा था, ऐसे वेपन्स का एक रोल होता है, उसी डोमेन में उतना ही रोल हो सकता है. कुछ स्ट्राइक रोल में वो सक्सेसफुल होते हैं, बट वो एनिमी एक्शन से बहुत ससेप्टेबल होते हैं, चाहे वो सरफेस टू एयर मिसाइल हो, चाहे दूसरे एनिमी एक्शन हो. सो इसलिए ये मिक्स होना जरूरी है. एंड अभी इस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट की पूरी पिक्चर नहीं आई है, कहीं कहीं ऐसी ये कैपेबिलिटी होना जरूरी है. क्या हमारे पास ये कैपेबिलिटी है? हमारे पास है. क्या हम यूज करेंगे? हम यूज करेंगे. बट क्या हम सिर्फ ये यूज करेंगे और उससे कुछ होप कर सकते हैं कि हम जंग जीतेंगे? वो ऐसा असंभव है. ये एक हमारे ओवरऑल मिक्स का बहुत छोटा पोर्शन है. हाँ, डायरेक्ट एनर्जी हमारी विश लिस्ट में है फ्यूचर के लिए. तो अभी हम 5th जनरेशन की बात कर रहे हैं. अभी इस पे DRDO काम शुरू करेगा. तो 5th जनरेशन जहाज जब तक आएगा तब तक हम चाह रहे हैं कि 6th जनरेशन टेक्नोलॉजीज उसमें इंक्लूड हों. उसमें कुछ डायरेक्ट एनर्जी शुरू में आना जरूरी है. तो मेरे को लगता है करीब अगले 15 साल से 20 साल में हम इसमें सक्सीड करेंगे. एंड एज फार एज इन प्लेटफॉर्म से डायरेक्ट एनर्जी है, ये होंगे एंटी मिसाइल, एंटी सम अदर, उनका अपना एक कुछ रोल होगा. हाँ, उनका अपना रोल होगा. सो वो हम चाहते हैं कि 5th जनरेशन एयरक्राफ्ट में वो 6th जनरेशन टेक्नोलॉजीज भी इंक्लूड हों. तो ये हमारा एफर्ट है. एंड ये हमारे इंडिजिनस डेवलपमेंट का सबसे बढ़िया रिजल्ट होगा, क्योंकि आप कहीं से भी जहाज लें, उसमें कुछ भी इंक्लूड करना चाहें तो OEM को वापस जाना पड़ता है, उसको फिर इंक्लूड करना पड़ता है. वो साइकिल 5 से 10 साल की होती है. जब अपना जहाज होता है तो ये साइकिल 1 से 2 साल में हो सकती है. तो पैरेलल में जो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हो, आपके पास सारी नॉलेज है, आप इमीडिएटली उसको इंडक्ट कर सकते हैं. जैसे हमने अस्त्रा मिसाइल इमीडिएटली, जैसे ही वो ट्रायल खत्म हुआ, उसके अगले 2 महीने में हमारे पास जहाज में मॉडिफिकेशन थी. आप इंपोर्ट करेंगे, कभी ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं है.
Mr. Neeraj Rajput, ABP News.
Sir, this side.
नीरज राजपूत, एबीपी न्यूज सर।
Yeah, please.
सर, हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि आपने कहा कि जब लद्दाख में हम लोग 2 फ्रंट वॉर के लिए पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं चीन के साथ, लेकिन इस तरह की रिपोर्ट्स भी आई कि यूएस ने अपने B-2 बॉम्बर्स डिप्लॉय किए इंडियन ओशन में, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि अमेरिका के इस तरह की डिप्लॉयमेंट इंडियन ओशन में उसने भी चाइना को एक डिटरेंस का काम किया किसी मिस एडवेंचर करने के लिए?
अमेरिका की कोई भी डिप्लॉयमेंट उनकी अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से होती है। जब हम अपने तैयारी करते हैं कॉन्फ्लिक्ट की, हम किसी का सपोर्ट की प्लान नहीं करते हैं, तो उनका जो भी डिप्लॉयमेंट है इस एरिया में वो उनकी अपनी स्ट्रैटेजिक थिंकिंग एंड स्ट्रैटेजिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स विज़ चाइना, विज़ दिस एरिया, वो उनकी अपनी सोच है। ना हमारे से कोऑर्डिनेशन होके हुआ है, ना वो हमारी ज़रूरत है। जो हमें करना है वो हम अपने आप प्लान करेंगे और हम करेंगे। हमारी जंग कोई नहीं लड़ेगा आके, वो हमको करना पड़ेगा।
मिस्टर अजय बैनर्जी, ट्रिब्यून।
Sir, good afternoon. Ajay Banerjee this side. Sir, just a clarification. At a seminar recently, I reckon last week, you spoke about the need for 400 platforms, fighter jets and helicopters. Could you spell it out? Because 83 LCA and 114, the medium combat aircraft, they make around 200. Could you spell out what the number is? And sir, one little clarification. Is it true that by the end of this decade, we will have around 40 squadrons?
Okay. First question, breakdown of 450 you want. Okay, it's not exact maths, but you just start counting from the current plan of action. We have planned 83 LCA, Mark 1, 106 HTT-40 RFP is being issued. Then we plan to go for the next version of LCA, which will be in about hundreds. We have 2 squadrons of AMCA Mark 1 and 5 squadrons of AMCA Mark 2. So 7 squadrons of AMCA, and you can get to those numbers. When you get to final number, that will go to 140 to 150. Apart from that, in this course, we will have LCHs coming up. The initial order is in place. There will be follow-up order, and other helicopter fleet development will take place. So if you just count these numbers, they will cross 400, 450. They will be beyond that. The timeline for Mark 1A is to start rolling out in about 4 years. I'm presuming that we sign by end of this financial year. The aircraft will start inducting on the 4th year. They will finish by 7th to 8th year. So this decade, Mark 1A will go in. By end of this decade, we will have to finalize. Both AMCA is being progressed, and whether we should go in for another version of LCA Mark 1A follow-up will get decided in the short term ahead. So depending on, but AMCA is for sure going to come up in terms of D&D. AMCA timeline given by Secretary DRDO is by about 5 to 7 years. So by 27 is the target date that he set for his agencies, which is very, very tight timeline, and I'm happy that they're targeting such a time frame. But let's say they start inducting by end of this decade also. By then, if next decade beginning, every year we have about 14 to 16 AMCAs getting inducted, over the next decade this will continue. So in the long term, we will have LCA versions, we will have AMCA version, which will be the mainstay, and we'll have whatever is finalized on the MRFA. In the 450, 114 MRFA was counted as it will be a Make in India project, depending upon what gets finalized, and that will also be Make in India. To this was added the Avro replacement. So 56 that. Once the private sector starts manufacturing aircraft like transport aircraft, obviously there will be some spin-offs on the private sector too. So we hope that this aviation sector ecosystem that needs to develop, this is the best time. 450 plus. If you start really counting numbers, you'll go even beyond. You just have to do. I don't want to commit because some of them are really, the approvals have not happened. So it is just a plan of action. But for sure, indigenous more than 450 in the next decade and a half to 2 decades. And that is a huge number. I don't think anywhere in the world anybody is committing this kind of numbers for industry. And that is why I say the private and public sector, this is the time to come together and work together, supported by DRDO. 40, even if we move at the fastest pace, 40 we can't touch in a decade. No way. If we get to about 36 to 37 by end of this decade, it will be a good achievement.
Mr. Rajiv Ranjan, NDTV India.
सर राजीव रंजन एनडीटीवी इंडिया। मेरा सवाल ये है कि जब से लद्दाख में चीन के साथ तनातनी बढ़ी है, क्या चीन की किसी एयरक्राफ्ट या मिसाइल ने हमारे एयरक्राफ्ट को लॉक इन करने की कोशिश की? अगर हाँ तो रेंज क्या था, अगर कुछ बता सके।
बॉर्डर एलएसी पे क्या होता है, उस एरिया में क्या होता है, ये मैं डिस्कस नहीं कर सकता, बट हम उनको मॉनिटर करते हैं, वो हमारे जहाज़ों को मॉनिटर करते हैं, हमारे ट्रूप्स को मॉनिटर करते हैं। ये ऑनगोइंग एक्सरसाइज रहती है। कभी लॉक ऑन हुआ नहीं हुआ, ये सब मुझे पता है किसी ने लिखा था इसके बारे में, वो सब कंजेक्चर्स होते हैं, बट जो हकीकत होती है, दिस इश्यूज वी कांट शेयर।
मिस्टर मनीष कुमार झा, बिजनेस वर्ल्ड।
एंड ये तो आपको पता ही होगा, जब हमारे एयरक्राफ्ट फ्लाई कर रहे हैं, उनके रेडार तो ऑब्वियसली पिकअप करते हैं, हमेशा पिकअप करते हैं, हमारे रेडार्स उनको पिकअप करते हैं।